Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's Sunday. You know what that means. Of course, it means to hear continuing the journey of Ben 10 Reboot. This is Season 1, Episode 7, and Episode 8, of course, covering 2 episodes in one video. Won't know the titles until I get into the episodes. Now, as you guys know, I've been doing the journey of this so far for Ben 10 Reboot. Only watched 6 episodes, obviously, with 7 and 8 now being this one. This show is kind of mixed for me. I'm not hating it, like that's why I'm still continuing it, you know, and everything. I like the fact that it's different tonally a little bit. It does remind me a little bit of classic and Omniverse in terms of its goofiness and all that. But it's definitely more tailored towards a younger audience, which I already knew that going in, right? And the episodes obviously are shorter in terms of 11 minutes versus 20, 21, 22 minutes. And the fact is, like, we're not getting a lot of story within them because they're so short. But I do appreciate that they're at least having some fun with it, right? Because it could be just so ridiculous that it's just like, what's the point of watching it? And a lot of you seem that way because a lot of you guys saying, don't watch Reboot. So for me, it's like, I haven't hit that wall of like, I'm not finding anything interesting out of this. I do like the fact that Ben and Gwen are kind of working more together, and they finally showed at, I think it was the end of, no, it was episode 5, which is the Queen Bee episode, that Queen Bee character, where Max was making some really weird ingredients as a cooking show that, you know, Gwen was filming. I like the fact that that aspect was finally brought in for Max, because we really haven't seen too much of the weirdness of Max yet. So hopefully we'll see more of those things we're familiar with sprinkled in. I'm not like expecting it to be a carbon copy because obviously this show is different, but yeah, we'll see what happens here from moving forward. And obviously Animal Farm last week as well was pretty fun, even though the Stinkfly redesign threw me off. I'm like, because I thought I saw this alien, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting bug alien, not realizing it's a redesign of Stinkfly. But other than that, let's dive in, guys. Let's check out these episodes and see what they show us. I'm curious to see what they do. Let's go. Clown College.
Tons of fun. Lots of pranks.
I love pranks. What sport did you play?
The most ferocious sport there is. Badminton.
Badminton?
The Fabulous Four!
Oh.
Welcome back, Max.
Oh my god.
It's like time stood still. Same old Bruce.
Interesting. Max's friends.
And of course, let's not forget to remember our fearless leader.
Here we go. So much better
And they're just
than listening
leaving.
to old people.
Oh my god.
College has clowns?
Excited for the big day?
Dude, Zombozo.
Of course you are. See you at the halftime show.
Dude.
It's gonna be a real gas.
Oh, prank!
He's gonna be so wet when he wakes up. Ready?
There you go, I guess.
Prank equals good. Epic
Prank equals good.
The best!
You don't know nothing about comedy. This is college.
More clowns?
Yeah.
Careful, you fool. Drop one of these gas bombs and you'll put
Gas
us all in a
bombs.
trance. Gas the crowd, not yourself.
Gotcha,
I
boss.
oh no. Oh no.
The rest of you, follow some bozo.
Oh, the clown's getting in the car. There's a dog. Uh-oh.
Ugh, we saw that creepy clown earlier.
I mean, it's working. My god, there's so many of them.
I mean, I'll do what Zombozo says. I'll do what Zombozo says. Close enough.
Everyone has the same wallet. I know, whatever, it's fine. It's TV.
Isn't this Mr. Funny Pants? What happened? Zombozo's gonna gas everyone.
He already
stop
did.
him.
Gotta stop him. Oh!
Stinkfly.
Oh! Missed.
Leave the comedy to the professionals!
Are you a professional? Oh!
Stick around, Flyboy. The fun is just
Flyboy.
beginning.
Big top tapping.
What happened?
You were...
Everyone
Oh,
in
it
the
just
stadium
disappears?
so they can rock.
I mean, what would Coach Keane say if he saw a bunch of evil clowns robbing a stadium? He'd say, "Go get 'em, Wolfpack." Hey, what's your hurry, Mr. Funny
Oh my
Pants?
god, this is crazy. Nice. These guys are good.
Finally,
There you go. Cannon-bolt.
But kicking butt is my major.
They're all lining up like
This
pins.
is gonna be good.
Exactly. See, bowling pin. Yep. Banana peels. Oh, come on. It's effective though.
Coach Keen?
That's the
Yeah.
coach. Wow.
I
Okay,
thought
they have
we were
everybody
talking
here.
Years ago.
I did.
How are we gonna stop that?
Coach, tell the boys we're gonna run.
This
the
is
big
weird, but
bad wolf.
okay.
The BBW? Let's draw this one up for the rookie. Wolfpack, let's hunt.
What?
Huh? How does he know that?
I hate badminton.
Do you?
The Fabulous Four! Go Wolves!
Maybe Max related?
What's that? Your fifth candy bar today? You're gonna make yourself
candy
look
bar.
bad.
At least let's move on to the wooden nickel room now.
Wood and nickel. Well, that's a
See?
real thing, I think.
Didn't I tell you? Have you ever seen so many misprinted quarters?
No.
Ow!
Come now, only a tad.
Yes! Yes! Oh!
And return home with a full.
Just eating everything. Oh?
Uh-oh, that one must have been fool's gold.
Now this is where quarters belong.
In a vending machine. Why not?
No, not the gold.
Not the gold! That's a lot of gold.
What's the matter, big fella? Did you just hurt yourself? Maybe I can take a
Yeah.
look.
Careful. Oh, I was like, it's goop?
Stinky coming through.
I mean, that's effective. Save him. Oh my god. Ben.
We gotta help Grandpa before he suffocates in there.
Well, he might get digested first.
As if that's better.
Gray matter.
Here, I'm going with
Okay.
brains over biceps this time.
It's just sleeping now.
Any effort to strike exterior mass would seem futile. The uvula, which by
Oh.
all logic should lead right to the stomach.
Little x-ray. At least he's floating on gold.
What?
Yes, a perfect
Passing
double
time.
helix. The liver?
Oh,
a
okay.
significant
We're getting
detour.
anatomy here. Anatomy lesson.
However, 1, 2.
That worked, as expected. He's gonna throw up or something. Yes. What the hell is going on?
Once Slurp Stack melts the gold
Slurp
in his
Stack.
stomach, it'll be even easier for me to take it all.
Over here! Hey, whoa, help!
Help
Don't
him
worry,
do something.
I'm en route. Sorry, bud.
Laughable.
God dang. Careful not to burn yourself. More bars.
Yep, and you might get some if you behave.
Do we really have time to build this?
Sure.
We're gonna ride this thing on out of here. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Truly a sophisticated strategy.
Yep. Blasting off. Nice.
That golden rocket is mine.
Animo?
Oh yeah.
Why is he even here?
And there you guys have it. We had Zombozo and Dr. Animo back to back. That was fun. Okay, that was so cool. Now, we're obviously going in order of the Zombozo episode, then we'll talk about the Dr. Animo episode. But I'll say overall in general, before we dive into each episode separately, this was pretty fun. Like, I had a good time with both these episodes. They're not like amazing episodes, but they were definitely fun. I think the Zombozo one was a little bit better, but Dr. Animo's inclusion definitely helped the second episode for sure. Because if it was just that random monster going into that museum and eating gold, and there was no Dr. Animo connection, just some giant monster, it would be okay. It wouldn't be as interesting, but the Dr. Animo aspect definitely helped it. But good stuff. Pretty solid episodes here. So, Zombozo, Clown College. We see more of Max's kind of history in this episode a little bit, because before we get to the Zombozo stuff, the fact that Max like told a little bit about his college days and badminton and everything, and then his friends showed up. We never saw Max outside of his sister in terms of like a connection outside of, you know, Ben and Gwen and, you know, all that. Like, it was very rare we got to learn more information. Of course, Max, of course, in the original continuity, Canon had, you know, the plumber stuff and everything, and he had a partner and all these things. But this is something a little bit different. We never really learned a lot about Max's history unless it was like mentioned or said by him specifically, like a little one-off stuff to kind of connect to what's happening currently in the story. And in this, we see people in his past, and even the coach showed up for some reason. It was just odd, but him and his friends beat the shit out of clowns, and then the coach shows up who retired to give them this play where they became an actual racket to then use to help send Cannonball to destroy the platform or whatever that had the giant rocket or whatever Zombozo was going to send off. Seeing Zombozo in this was fun. It was so cool. As soon as I saw the title, Clown College, I'm like, this is probably Zombozo, but I didn't want to get my hopes up, because my thing was, okay, if this is Zombozo, awesome. I didn't want to say it, but you probably guys saw when I saw the title, like, Clown College? Wait a minute. But I didn't want to like jump the gun and assume Zombozo, because I was like, man, they might not do it though. It might not be a thing. But I'm glad he was in the episode. And he was definitely fun. Definitely a little bit different. But he was Zombozo. Like, he had some of those Zombozo-esque qualities, which is fine. Like, I figured when we saw him and as we're continuing the episode, like, he's not going to be the same Zombozo, and it's fine. And they never really obviously delved into what exactly Zombozo is, because Zombozo's not an alien. Like, maybe this is like just a different version of Zombozo, so it's just a guy. But we don't know that. We don't know. It's just Zombozo with a bunch of regular clowns, it seems, working. So we didn't see the henchmen we were used to seeing. Maybe that's something that we'll see later, but they were just a bunch of random people all getting into a clown car behind him and then going to the game and causing all the chaos and everything. So the plan at least was simple in terms of this like gas or whatever that confuses people, gets them to be manipulated into doing what he wants in terms of throwing jewelry and wallets and money and all that stuff. So a simple enough premise in terms of the actual plot of what Zombozo wants to do, but the execution was fun, and there were some fun moments in it for sure. So pretty cool. Really cool to see Zombozo. I can't complain, because as you guys know, I love Zombozo. So this was a win for me as a Zombozo fan to see him in this, because I was like, I assumed as we were starting to reboot, okay, we're probably going to see Zombozo at some point, maybe if we're lucky, but I don't know, because they could easily just not have him in the show. But I'm like, it's a reboot, and we have a lot of similar stuff, but we're seeing some new characters as well. I'm like, but maybe we go back. Maybe we go back to Zombozo, because at first when he was introduced, he was a one-off villain, right? And then eventually he was brought back, but very rarely, so I wasn't sure, but awesome. Cool stuff. Now, the second episode, the museum episode, was decent. I think the Dr. Animo stuff was the most interesting elements. Also, Ben as gray matter and choosing gray matter to go inside the monster's, like, stomach or whatever, inside the monster to save Max, who was eaten. And of course, in the typical fashion, very convenient that it ate all this gold that Max was able to lay on and not get touched by the acids in your stomach as it digests his stuff, because that is, like, toxic and dangerous. Could kill you. That's the whole point. It's supposed to kill whatever and break down whatever you've eaten. So that was convenient. But I like the fact that Ben like chose gray matter and actually used gray matter to figure out how to actually defeat the monster once it got out. And of course, building a rocket ship kind of design out of the gold to send it straight out of the monster's mouth. The monster, anything shiny was candy. That was the whole point of Dr. Animo. Like, I do hate the fact we didn't actually see him physically, but the fact he was on like a video monitor on a mechanical bird that got eaten right away was pretty funny. And then of course he was in the stomach as well to add more. Because at first, when the bird got eaten, I'm like, Probably not going to see him again. Okay, well, at least we got to at least see him through the monitor on the bird. I'm glad we got more, and there was interaction there for sure. And of course, the voice of Dr. Animo, the guy's back, so that's cool to hear him once again. But there really wasn't too much in this episode, like in terms of besides that, like Dr. Animo sending this monster in. Of course, at the same time, Ben, Gwen, and Max are in this museum that seems boring. Like I figured, like as I'm watching this episode and how Ben and Gwen are bored, and like also too the little like visual of it too, the boredom meter, like and it falls off and hits Ben in the head. Certain little moments like that, like it changes up the show a bit, and I appreciate that. It just makes it feel a little bit different. Besides the art style and everything, shorter episode lengths, but just seeing those little like moments where you wouldn't see stuff like that normally in like the 4 shows of the original continuity, just something you wouldn't see. But so they're adding those little like visual elements to make it feel like even more different than just watching a straight episode, like just little things like that. But yeah, the museum, probably something my grandfather would probably enjoy. Maybe not me so much, but who knows? It is kind of interesting to see like, you know, old coins, old dollar bills and stuff like that. But I can understand why Ben and Gwen would not be interested in it whatsoever, because it's just not really in their wheelhouse. But Max is fascinated with it. Now, something I want to address as we're now 8 episodes in, and I understand this show starting out had a bunch of its first season. From what I'm understanding, it is not like telling an actual story. It's just kind of one-off episodes until you get further into season 1, and then you get, of course, season 2 and 3 is where you actually get more story within the reboot. But I have a couple of questions that are starting to rise up as I'm watching these episodes. I'm wondering, was Max a plumber? Is that a thing in this universe? Because it's never been addressed or said. And I understand these are one-off episodes, shorter episodes, so there's certain things that they're just going to kind of omit or maybe not discuss. And maybe the plumber stuff will come later, right? And maybe it's a thing where they, like Ben and Gwen just don't know, because there's never anything said that would imply they know he's a plumber. So I'm assuming he's a plumber. It's just never been addressed, or he was a former plumber. It just never addressed. Because I found it interesting that we do the Zombozo episode where he worked with a team, and there's the coach, he was a badminton player. So we're learning more information about him. And of course, previously in the previous episodes I covered 5 and 6 last week, were at the end of 5, and I mentioned in the intro, Gwen was directing his cooking show, and he had these really weird ingredients. Like that aspect is still a part of him where he's eating weird shit. But it's not always addressed all the time, which I understand. You don't have to beat over the head. Like the same stuff that we know from Max is carried over. But just notice that too. Like they're just not really addressing if Max is a plumber. I'm guessing he is. Also too, there's never been a moment of discussing Ben's parents, Gwen's parents, and I'm assuming it's probably something they're probably not even going to address in the show. I mean, who knows, they may at some point. But just things like, so I wonder if like, because like, well, even in, I think in Classic they did address those things a little bit, or at least mention them in some capacity. But obviously these are like one-off episodes. They're like just kind of like singular stories. So I understand my questions are like, okay, well, these are questions for a more traditional show, and we're not there yet in the reboot. Like eventually we'll get to some of this stuff. So maybe these questions will be answered. But yeah, these definitely were some fun episodes. Like these were solid episodes, had fun with both of them. I think the Zombozo one, like I said, was a little bit better, but still had a fun time. And I'm appreciating the fact that we got 2 classic villains returning back to back in these episodes. It definitely was fun to see that, because I think the show is finding its own identity. Obviously, it being compared to classic Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, it's not fair, because it definitely does not compare at all to any of those shows, but it's trying to stand on its own, right? Like with it being 11 minutes per episode. Now, apparently, from what I'm understanding too, they didn't want to do 11-minute episodes, but they were kind of pushed in that direction by Cartoon Network, of course, the studio. So they did it. And also, but with doing 11-minute episodes, it does change like what kind of stories you can tell. And the fact they're kind of inconsistent, and they're just kind of telling these singular stories and no real overall connection besides our main characters and the Omnitrix and all this stuff. Also to Azimuth, like that's not been, I wonder what the connection was to Azimuth in this show and all that too. So yeah, I don't know. We got to see, of course, a variety of aliens in this episode. Like I mentioned earlier, the gray matter stuff was interesting because Ben chose him, which normally Ben doesn't want to choose gray matter, because, you know, Ben, likes to be more kind of brawly, like he likes fighting. So in this instance, he actually had to play it smart. So that's good that Ben actually thought of that, because as we know, back when in Classic, Ben didn't think things through a lot of the times, right? He had to kind of think on the fly, like think in the moment. Like, it was just kind of random and sporadic. But here, he knew he had to become Gray Matter to save Grandpa Max within the belly of the beast, the shiny candy beast that wanted all the candy, whatever that means. I guess if it's shiny, it's candy, I guess. So yeah, overall, had a fun time. What did you guys think of the episodes? I'm curious to know your thoughts. I can't wait to see what happens next and to continue the journey. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I know these videos are not doing as well as the original Ben 10, but I'm still having fun with it, and you guys seem to be enjoying the journey and enjoying what I've been, kind of seeing here and giving my opinions and thoughts. So I appreciate you guys still sticking around and supporting, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about these 2 episodes this week. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.